Let's come to an understanding. 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 Let's come to an understanding.
Let's come to
And we're back, and reloaded.
We're back in the game, baby. 2 weeks off.
Well,
2 weeks? No, 1
no.
week. But we just recorded back to back.
We recorded back to back before I went away.
And we got some comments on that episode. We got some DMs.
Oh yeah, from Daryl.
Daryl DM'd us about
from
that.
our friend in Arizona.
She was happy about it. She was happy with it.
She liked it.
She was happy with the work.
Yeah. Did you feel attacked again?
Not at all. No, only you.
Can we just, by the way,
Yeah.
can we just clear the air? Because I've had people coming up to me being like, "You're mean to Amish. You're
Yeah.
harsh on the guy."
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate the support. All of you
Listen,
guys.
it's not true. All right, Amish is one of my closest friends. I care about him deeply.
Okay.
I don't come here to try to tear him down. I come here to build him up. All right. So if that's how you feel, maybe that's how you're treating me in your life, Jamal. Okay. I just wanted to
Is
get that.
this just Jamal?
I just wanted to get that out there.
Jamal has been telling you, hey,
I
go
just-
easy.
I just think maybe you're projecting some shit from your own
Well,
relationships.
I think Jamal might have a point.
with okay.
I think Jamal
All
could
right.
have a point a little bit.
Okay.
You know, I'm trying to spread this loving kindness right now, and it's
As
been
am
a
I.
rough news week this week.
I mean, I just don't want to spread coronavirus. I was in New York City and then in Montreal. I was on planes.
Yeah, you're
I
out
was
there.
taking the bus, mega bus.
You've been in the game. Now you're in my
I
bedroom.
have a slightly
I should be very
I have
careful
a
with you
slightly
right now.
sore throat right now.
My loving kindness is so strong, it'll defeat all of it.
I have a slightly sore throat.
Okay.
I'm terrified.
I had a great week right here. Didn't even have to leave the city.
God, I don't want to leave my house again. I don't know.
It's great.
My friend, he was just at a conference in Boston.
Okay.
There was a bunch of guest speakers supposed to come in for the conference.
Oh,
Didn't
no.
come.
Didn't show.
They didn't come. Then to compound that, there was a speaker who lives in Boston.
Okay.
She didn't even come.
They didn't even show.
She teleconferenced in from her house
Teleconference.
in Boston
Wild.
for a conference in Boston.
That's terrifying. Canadian Screen Awards on the 24th is my date, and I'm a little worried.
Are you afraid they might
I'm
cancel
going.
it? Are you worried they might cancel it?
You know what I'm afraid of, dude?
They canceled the South by Southwest Music Festival.
They canceled it.
It's canceled.
I'm a little worried. Okay, so my team
Soccer
got
teams in Italy are playing without any crowds whatsoever.
no crowds.
The NBA is contemplating no crowds. The NBA is contemplating not selling tickets for crowds.
Stay at home.
You know, I had swine flu. I had swine flu in 2009.
Oh my God! So you're prone to these things.
I don't know if I'm prone, but I mean,
I'm just kidding.
I'm cautious. I'm a little nervous. I don't know.
Okay. I had a great time in Toronto, man. I got out. Let me tell you, it was packed.
You were
Let me tell you, it was
out.
packed.
You were
King
out
Street
in the,
West,
hitting the
packed.
streets. Really.
Underground Garage Saturday night, packed.
Well, then I find out that the head of the New Jersey Transit Authority, the Path, he has coronavirus.
Oh, they have well, that's concerning. That is concerning. We just saw that guy that
I was just over there.
yeah. We just saw that health expert talking about, like, he was talking in the millions. He was talking about, like, we think it's like a short little blizzard, the coronavirus. It's more like the winter.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
going to be a
season.
season.
It's going to be a season of this. We're
Yeah.
just going into the hard times of it. But the hard times are not, like, we're on this side, though. It's going to be easier for us. I think so.
What do you mean we're on this side? It's in New York. That's right over there.
I'm talking about the big numbers he was talking about. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
mostly in China.
Of people, you think he was saying total people infected, or was that just the United States?
No. He was talking about globally. He was talking in the millions, but I think it was mostly centered over there.
Okay.
And over here, we're going to get hit with it, though. That's what he's saying. But also, he's sponsored by the Waltons, and he's selling a book. So, I don't know.
No, well, he had a book that came out a couple years
He
ago.
did have, yeah, it's true.
It came out in 2017.
Listen, man, I'm just a little scared of the scared-mongering.
You're
I'm a little fearful of the fear-mongering. I don't want fear-mongering. I want loving-kindness-mongering. How about that? That's why I told you I was out here in the clubs.
I don't think that's going to help prevent the disease, though. I mean, I don't think your love and kindness mongering, as you call it, is going to stop the spread of the coronavirus.
Loving-kindness-mongering?
That's what you
Is that
just
what
said.
I called it? I called it that.
Is that what I just called it? You
I called
literally
it
just said
assuming that that's what the attack was going to be, but that's fine.
An attack?
I
What are these?
assumed that.
You see what I mean?
Tell me,
Jamal.
Jamal.
Do you hear these manufactured
You knew he
bullshit
had,
attacks?
You knew he had loving kindness mongering on the tip. You knew he was about
You
to come
just
with
said it. I just repeated what you said.
I was just saying, like, that's the kind of attack that I could get hit with.
Jamal did also say that he wants to make a soundboard for us.
That would be great.
For drops, because he liked that. A lot of good feedback on that episode when we had the gun that played the bear noises and the geese noises.
That's
and
amazing.
All that. People really liked that. They resonated.
By the way, speaking of that gun, I'm going to be doing Rat's Nest, which is Chris Sandiford, Mark Little, and Jacob Greco. They have a parody version of Dragon's Den.
Right, the Sunday night show they have.
Sunday night show at Bad Dog Theater. I'm going to be doing that, and I'm very excited about my my pitch. And
Okay.
by the way, that animal sound making gun that we used,
Okay.
it's part of the pitch.
The animal sound making gun that we use as part of the pitch.
It's part of the pitch.
Okay, that's cool.
It's very exciting. I'm very excited. Dude, the pitch is so excited that Dave was like, let's work on this. He said, stop everything else. I want to do this.
Really?
I know, it's terrifying.
That's great.
It's terrifying because I do have the CSAs on the 24th. I got to focus, man. CSAs on the 24th. $295 for the extra ticket.
Yeah.
Canadian Screen Awards, just to be clear. I got nominated.
Right. What were you
Canadian
nominated
Screen
for?
Award. Best writing in a children's series. It's a sitcom.
Was that Daytime's children's series or was that?
No, that's only the Emmys make that distinction.
Okay.
In Canada, it's all daytime.
It's all daytime.
We're in
late
Canada.
night kids programming.
No, we're not doing late night kids programming in Canada. It's Canada, so it's. I was a little shocked by
Arthur
that.
the Aardvark After Dark.
I do adult kid stuff.
I do a lot of adult kids
They're
programming.
not screening our day.
A lot of adult children collab programming.
I do a lot of adult kid stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, totally, man. $295 for
boy.
the plus one.
Yep.
I'm just about to buy the ticket right now. Kind of hoping that it gets declined. Probably won't, but whatever. We'll see.
Then your card gets declined,
Yeah,
and then you can't be like, I can't.
I've never hoped for a card decline because I'm buying the ticket. Don't have a date.
I
But
gotta
you know
be-
what?
are
That's
you
how
not-
strong the loving kindness.
Do you
is
not
in me.
pay? Do you not pay your credit card bill on time?
I pay my credit card bill on time. It would never happen. I'm buying the ticket.
Are you bumping up against the limit?
I'm stalling. I'm not at all. I'm just
Oh.
like, come on, man, cancel on me one time.
Yeah. Then what's the?
Come on, dude. Just do a random
You
cancel.
know what you could do?
One time
is-
it started canceling on me because someone was doing identity theft attempts.
Thank God for that
So
person.
then they were calling, but it was in the middle of like when I was getting a lot of like the CRA is under like
Right.
It was like all these Indian guys, and then they called, and I'm like, yeah,
You're
are
like,
you really?
Shut up.
Oh, identity theft, eh? PC Financial.
Shut your mouth.
It was PC Financial. It really was.
PC,
That,
these
that time.
PC financials.
But speaking of the loving kindness mongering, as some people would call it, are you into the parallel? Are you into? I don't know if you're down with crystal healing. Do you have crystals on you?
Listen,
On your person?
I'll take whatever I can
Right.
at this rate.
Listen, man, I've been
I'll
telling
try
people.
anything.
I've been telling a lot of atheists out here, right?
Uh-huh.
I think the atheists, they played themselves, as you say. You know what I'm doing? I'm all theist.
What does that mean?
I believe in all of them. And I'm getting hooked up. Let me tell you something. I'm getting
An
hooked.
all-theist?
I'm all
An
theist.
Alpheus? You know what else I have? I have this thing on my eye. That's like a sty. Is that related?
It's related to being an atheist.
It feels like
If
it
you had
feels
some
like-
blessings coming
I
down.
feel like I have like some sort of like an impending boil.
Let me
on
tell you
my
something.
eyelid.
If you had some blessings coming down, if you were an all theist like me, you had some blessings coming down, would have taken care of that. But you played yourself, didn't you? With the atheism?
We should
Didn't
get a medical professional on the show. I think.
You know, you ever see those rap videos where they do like 25 gang signs?
No, talk to me.
You ever seen those where it'll be like 1, 2, 3, like they'll
What is
just
it, like
keep
a cute little YouTube-y kind of thing, or is it
No,
like
we're
just
talking hard.
like just within a video?
In a rap video, you haven't seen that? Where they're
Oh
just
yeah,
rapping
sure,
like 25, 30 gangs, right?
Sure.
I was walking by like a very, very beautiful temple the other
I
day,
thought you were
and I
being
kind of
like-
did that for God, though. I did
Oh, yeah?
all of them. I did God is great, but then I did God is great, God is great, and I did a sun salutation. I did everything.
Were they all legit, or were they all just made up bullshit on the moment? What? No.
Great question.
Well, what are
and of
these-
course you would.
Well, no, but, like, were
someone who
these-
thinks that love mongering is a thing.
God. Play the tape back.
Look, man.
Play back the tape.
Play back the tape.
Play back the tape. Tell me you didn't say that.
My sun salutation is tight. So nobody would ever say.
I know, but
I've
you
done-
said
I've
you
done a
did
yoga
28
class.
things. I mean, are there 28 things that are recognized by anyone outside of you?
Look,
as
man, I'm an
being
atheist. Are you an
In
atheist?
worship of... No, I'm
atheist.
not, because that's not a thing.
As an atheist, well, I'm getting hooked up. And let me tell you about this.
Okay,
Let me tell you about this other
go
thing.
ahead.
A couple of weeks ago, my boy Aaron Dowdy on YouTube. He's doing
Right.
daily videos now. Aaron Dowdy, he does meditation videos, daily meditation videos.
Okay, Aaron Dowdy.
So he'll talk about crystal healing, talk about a lot of the secret universe stuff. But I don't know if you guys know, but the secret, he talks a lot about this. Aaron Dowdy, he says the old secret techniques aren't working anymore.
What's that?
You got to adjust it for the times.
Why are the old ones not working?
Look, man, you got to keep it sexy with the times, right? So right now, the new shit, parallel universes.
This sounds like, to quote you, is he selling a book? What do you mean you got to keep it updated?
He does have classes.
Like it's the yeah, of course he does.
He
Like
does
it's
have
the
meditation
fucking
classes.
Farmer's Almanac. What do you mean you got to update these ancient meditations?
Listen, don't turn it into the
You got to update it.
look, man.
Oh, it's not working.
Hot new stuff coming to the market. And
Oh,
let me tell you
one-
this. Parallel
no,
universes,
this one's a clunker. No, you're gonna want to update that.
some of these meditations not working.
What?
Age of Aquarius. You ever heard of Age of
Sorry,
Aquarius?
what's the iOS? What's? Oh no. We're Yosemite. No, God, no.
No. What's your iOS? IBM. My iOS is God. So anyway, this guy does a parallel universe. He's got like
Right.
5 videos on parallel universe.
Okay.
Each of them has a meditation. So I started watching it, maybe like a month ago. I started watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And he was basically selling it like this. He's like, look, man, if you might think that the conditions in your life aren't matching what you think you deserve. So the
I'm
issue
sure.
is,
I'm sure a lot of people out there.
there's a lot of
feel
people
that
out there
way.
that might feel like that. If you guys
So
feel
a
like
lot
that.
of people watching, listening, you probably feel that way.
And he did warn that it is a very powerful meditation. And if you're not ready for all the money and all the things that you want in your life yet, don't do the meditation. And that's what
Oh,
I like about
really?
Aaron Dowdy. He's very responsible. He said, don't do it.
So if he's like, if you don't want the money, if you don't want the fame,
Not ready
if you don't
for
want the
it.
acclaim, if you don't want the attention,
It's a lot of
if you
drip.
don't want the sex, don't do it.
Don't do it.
But he's like, but if you want some of that shit,
Hey, I'm advanced level. You know.
but if you want some of that shit, maybe give it a twirl.
Give parallel universes a twirl.
Okay.
Basically, the way it works though is that you could be in the wrong universe.
Right.
So you do a meditation, bing bang, you shift into the correct universe. So I did the meditation obviously because I'm advanced in my meditations. So I did the meditation. I
Yeah.
didn't get scared away by his little warning,
Yeah.
which I think is very responsible for him to do the
sure.
warning. I did the meditations. Guess what?
For sure.
Canadian Screen Award. 2 days later. Do the math.
Is that so?
Do the math.
Carry the 2? Yeah.
2 weeks later, Writers Guild nomination. I waited
Boom.
until the Writers Guild came, and I said, you know what? I think this parallel universe kicking
so
in.
you think that we're in a different universe?
I think we're in a different universe now.
We're
I think
melding
the
the
real
two.
test is when I go back on the computer and it says that for a +1 instead of $295, if that price drops to like $150, I'm gonna be like, God is great. I'm gonna say God is great 5 times.
Really?
I'm gonna say it 5 times out loud.
Well, as you should.
I should, right?
As you should. Get that +1.
I'm feeling a real shift right now. But Aaron Dowdy, man, check him out, California.
Oh, you don't know him personally?
I don't know him personally. He's coming up in the YouTube game. Coming in with
okay.
he's very hot in the meditation game.
Okay.
Remember I was saying like we want to reach out to these vegans, these meditators, and I found Aaron Dowdy. Look, very powerful meditations. If you're
He's
still
onto
doing the old,
something.
if you're still doing the secret meditations, Aaron says, hey, those might be a little outdated.
Right.
We might have shifted to time. We might be in the age of Aquarius now or something. Like, I don't know.
Develop it a bit.
You got to work on it, right? Parallel universes, new theory. Haven't seen it. Really wasn't hot like that until I saw him. He has 4 videos.
Right.
One of them had 800,000 hits on it.
That's a lot. It's a lot of hits.
I'm just saying.
I gotta be honest. I'm a little nervous about hosting this open mic. I'm trying to focus right now. But
Okay.
I'm living in this universe,
Talk to me.
and currently
What's on your mind?
I'm supposed to host this open mic tonight
Okay, which one is it?
at another bar, the one at 9 p.m. You know the one. It's miserable across from Long and McQuaid.
My roommate is doing a set at Cameron House.
Oh,
But
yeah.
also, I do need to tape a set, so I could do that.
No, you're not understanding my concern though. I don't want to be passing a mic around to a bunch of lunatics for an hour and a half.
So this is a classic Drew Picklyk.
This is a paranoia.
You know what?
This is a Drew Picklyk paranoia.
Let me tell you guys something. If there's something didn't prepare your speech, you want to get out of a thing, Corona it.
Well, that's how you're gonna do it. You know, I had a cab driver the other day. So,
Imagine this thing. Remember you said some event got canceled?
Yeah.
Man, is it Corona or you didn't work on your speech? You know what I'm saying? Because you get the same day jitters, didn't work on your
Right.
speech.
It's
you know?
boss. Well, you know what? I had this cab driver the other day. I got off the bus. I got in a cab, and he's like immediately wants to talk about coronavirus. Right? This is what everyone wants to talk about.
It's hot, but you got to be careful not to give in to the fear. Just keep with the loving kindness.
Sure. Yeah,
you know,
you know what? That's a good message. Not to overly freak out.
it is. It's almost like the disease is less of a physical disease and it's more of a psychological disease that's going to scare us all into, into panic.
100% a physical disease, but okay.
It's 100% physical, but I'm saying there's a panic element to it. Even the guy said the things that make it so damaging are the behaviors that it triggers in people too. Sure. And then that also adds to the spread of it. But you got to be careful with that.
Okay, so if I could continue. So I'm talking to the cab driver, and like first he's like, by the way, these airlines, they're slashing prices. Did someone say springtime in Mogadishu? He's like, did someone say springtime in Mogadishu? He's like, it's usually $2,000 for me to go home. He's Somali. He's like, it's usually $2,000. It's like $1,000.
He's like, family. I'm
thinking about spring break. I'm thinking about doing a little party.
Hey, man.
And I was like, that's pretty cool. And then he was like, but then he got deeper into it. He was like, I had this one guy in the car the other day. He's pretty certain that this is actually a ploy from the government, okay, so that they don't have to pay old age security to anybody, that they're trying to wipe out the elderly population to save that $500 a month old age security check that's getting sent out.
Yeah, it is rough on the seniors, isn't it?
But then we just watched a thing that said that that's bullshit, that it's not necessarily just the seniors, and everyone needs to be a little bit more careful.
Everyone should be more careful.
I think people now in their 20s are like, I'll body that. You know what I mean?
A lot of people in their 20s are like, hey, it's a flu. It's fine. A lot of people, I'm hearing a lot of that talk.
I don't like that talk.
I support the confidence of it because, like I said, let's not give in to fear. The fear, it could be a big damaging thing. So it's like, keep getting out, keep doing, That's why I said, man, Friday, Saturday night, I was in the game. I was out. I made a point. I said, go out in the community.
You were taking chances.
I said, go out in the community.
You were taking your life and others' lives into your own hands. But you seem like a vision of health.
I am, right?
You seem like it.
One of my favorite things is go meet people out by myself and just tell them my age. And then they're like, what? And I'm like, woo! That's right, baby.
They go, you're not 50. Wow.
They're like, we thought you were 25. Woo!
They're like, I thought you were 50. You're 10 years younger than that.
No, didn't get that.
That is shocking. Wow.
That is funny, though. We thought you were 50. No, I went out on Friday. It was hard for me.
What'd you hit? I had a nice dinner party at a friend's on Friday.
Oh, yeah?
Drank a lot of wine.
Stayed in. This is in Montreal?
Stayed in, but drank a lot of wine. We watched Pulp Fiction. It was on TV. Got to be honest. When Pulp Fiction's on TV,
watch it.
Hard to shut it off.
Watch it.
Hard to shut it off.
They dub the swearing?
No, we watched it in English.
Oh, great. No, because sometimes they dub the swearing out.
Oh, no, because it was like we started watching like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Like when if you watch Die Hard on TV, instead of saying yabba what does he say? Yeah, like
yippee ki-yay, motherfucker.
Instead of yippee ki-yay, motherfucker, he says yabba dabba doo, my buddy pal, something like that. It's just like another voice. It's like yippee ki-yay, my buddy pal, and then it just goes.
Yabba dabba doo, my buddy pal.
Yippee ki-yay, yeah, it's something silly like that.
Is that the name of this episode?
Yabba dabba doo, my
yabba dabba doo, my buddy pal.
Hey, brother.
Brazar.
No, but I gotta say, man, Friday was. I went out.
Yeah.
You
hit the streets.
I was doing a lot of Ric Flairs because people were like, "Oh, you're 25. We thought you were 25. Oh my God, no, I don't believe you. They said I had to show my ID to people.
Or they thought you were 25.
I was like, no, not a day over 25. They said, we'll give you 30. We'll give you 30.
They thought you were 25. No one thought you were 25.
No, partly, but look how I dress, man. Look at this.
I mean, 25-year-olds don't dress like you. I gotta be honest.
I gotta say, man, I got that Goku jacket, and all these guys are like, it's so good. I'm like, buddy, if you believed in yourself, you'd have it. It was at the mall.
Right.
And even at the mall, they're like, it's on clearance. Nobody bought it. I'm like, I'm the only one who bought it. They don't believe in themselves.
But you know what? And
I ran into one guy. He said he bought it, and then he's like, "No, but I didn't wear it."
I don't know if it's a compliment because sometimes I'll wear something, and someone will go up to me like, "Oh, that's so cool, man. That's a great look," or whatever. I'm like, "Oh, thank you," and they go, I could never pull it off. And then I go, wait, what do you mean? And then they're like, it works for you, but like for me, like I look like an asshole wearing.
We're artists. That's what we do.
They're like, I would look like a fucking idiot if I wore that. But you look
That's
great.
great, man.
But you
Great.
keep doing it.
For a clown like you, perfect. That's great.
You got to keep doing it, baby.
No, I did. I got to say though, Friday I went alone just to be like, because I don't like to gather. I don't like to like look for groups. I find it kind of annoying because then they don't want to leave until 12:30, and then they don't go to sleep until 5 in the morning.
You don't like to go to the club with group?
I like to just go alone. What?
You like to go solo to the club?
I solo it.
Okay, yeah.
Honestly, I've never had such backlash. I think the Lord. I think the Lord was testing me. I think the Lord said, "You know what? You don't just get to have 2 nominations in this universe. We're gonna
you had
test
backlash,
dude. I couldn't believe it. How many girls were so down, and then their friends were like, "This, no." they aggressively. Him?
With the girl,
no.
with the girl pointing, you go 25, and then the friend would look at you and go
No.
50.
I know how it sounds. It sounds like the girl that I was talking to was giving some kind of signal. There's no signal.
No.
They're with me. They're into it.
No. I'm not saying it like that. Like she looks at you like, oh, this guy's 25, and then the friend comes like, this guy looks like he's fucking 50. It's like, it was. Is that what it was? They doubled the numbers on you.
They doubled the numbers on me.
They blackjacked your ass.
They blackjacked me. I was very sad after. Dude, like 3 different times. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what if we're going to fall in love? I didn't say it, but next time I'm going to say it.
But yeah, you're going to.
Because when they come in that aggressively, I'm like, hey, you got to give her a chance too.
Right.
Ask her. They came in hard, not even asking her. They're just like, no, we're cutting it.
Because you're at the club looking for love.
I'm dancing, dude. I'm not even like that.
I know, but you said, what if her friend just stopped the love? Like, what if it was love?
Because they're looking.
What if this was a burgeoning romance? And then you're just going to put the kibosh on a burgeoning romance.
You just kibosh you played yourself because you kibosh your friend. Your friend's making the moves here.
Right.
That's what I said. I said, you're okay, your friend's making the moves here, but okay. Right. Still, it got me down a little bit. I bought a box of chocolate Frosted Flakes on the way home. 2 boxes.
2 boxes?
I kind of killed one that night, yeah.
You ate a whole box of chocolate Frosted Flakes cereal.
I ate like half a box, man. I couldn't believe it. 3 of them?
At what time?
We're talking
like 4 in the morning before bed.
No. I left earlier. I left at like 1:30. I was like, I'm getting out of here. I can't. You know why? Because I was in that main King Street downtown vibe.
Yeah,
if I'm on Ossington, we're good.
Right.
And then Saturday, I was vindicated.
What happened?
Saturday, well, first of all, I went with Sandy Baby, which is always a good look.
Love him.
He raises the vibrations.
Great guy, yeah. Great energy.
Yeah. And you know what he said to me? He's like, why didn't you text me yesterday? I was like, dude.
I go solo.
No, I didn't think. I would have. I just didn't know.
You said, I'm the Night Raven.
No, I didn't say that.
I'm the Night Raven.
I was like, damn it, I didn't think of that. You know what? Sometimes you're like, you text 2 or 3 people and everyone's like, oh, I don't know, we're in a group here. Oh, okay, we're pre-drinking here. Come over. And I'm like, I'm not going to go to a pre-drinking because you're just binge drinking. I don't need it. Just go hit a dance floor. I'm out here for
You're not trying to binge drink?
No drinking. I'm doing cardio.
So wait, you're showing up. See, this sounds very bad to me.
You think the mathematics are off?
You're showing up alone to the club sober, trying to meet these people.
I'm not trying to meet anyone. They're hollering. They're making moves, dude. It's always one person making moves and their friends being like, no. Not allowing it.
This guy is sober.
And then the girls just like, and then even the girls talking to me is like, it's really cool that you just came by yourself though. They did kind of that thing where your friend goes, hey, it's really good that you pulled it up. The main girl would always be like, it's cool that you came alone though. I'm sorry. They're really making a big deal out of it. I feel bad. But Saturday.
Where are your friends? What friends? Okay, that's a red. That sounds red flaggy, does it not?
Well, if you say it like that.
But I mean, how else do you say it?
You say. Oh, I.
Are you here with your boys? No, I came alone.
Yeah,
looking for you.
I didn't say, you're adding in the looking for you thing. Okay, well here we go. The love mongering. I know you don't like the love mongering. I knew it was going to come back to love mongering.
The love mongerer.
I'm dancing. I'm going out to do my cardio. I'm going out to do cardio. I'm going to do a dance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people like the moves.
Right.
And they're shocked that I'm the age that I am, and they love the moves, and they're coming in, and then their friends are like, "No, why do you get to have love?" That's what it is. I mean, maybe just.
You think their friends are bitter, and they're like, "We all need to be bitter."
Sometimes, man, one of them came in and blocked it,
mm-hmm.
and then like 20 minutes later, I look back, they're all on their cell phones. It's like idiots. You're all. I'm doing bits for all of them. One of them, I'm doing bits. She was dying. She was like laughing so much.
What was the bit you were doing?
I was just talking about how like I was telling some comics this too. I just feel like it's hard being like being hot. Because of what you're exposed to from a young age. Like, I know some hot girls that are like, they're...
Oh, I thought you were talking about for yourself.
No, not me. No, I wouldn't know. But I've just dated some girls that are hot.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like, you're hot. Like, I was just telling her, like, you're like hot enough that you probably got approached by like a coke dealer when you're 20 years old. And she was like, thank you. She was like very excited about that. I'm like, it must be so hard not to date a sociopath because who else is going to ask you out?
Right.
But I wasn't saying it like pickup-y. I was saying it like genuine. Like I wasn't saying it like now you're gonna play it like that. I get
You
it.
played yourself.
I didn't play anything. This goes dying.
It's funny,
She loved
it
it.
was like, well, no, it's like you're probably gonna get picked up by a sociopath because you're so hot.
And then her friend overheard and said, "Cut. We're cutting it." You literally laid out the game plan.
and then you go, well, here I am. Well, here I am. Nice to meet you.
Dude. Oh my God, I was so sad on Friday. But let me tell you, Saturday, I was
Okay,
vindicated.
yeah,
And then we'll get into politics.
Talk to us about the turnaround. Yeah, and then let's talk about global affairs.
Let's talk about global affairs after that.
Let's talk about.
Well, hey man,
this show's great because we do the gamut. We'll do a little bit of like your Friday, Saturday night, rendezvous, and then from that we'll just go straight into global affairs.
Sex is politics.
Everything's politics.
Everything's politics.
Everything's political.
Everything's political. Who said that? All art is political. Who said that?
It'll come to you, but tell us about the Saturday.
No, I'll never remember
Tell us
that.
about
I have to Google that one.
Okay,
But
one
it's a great.
one of our.
It's part of a great.
One of our listeners sent
it's
that.
someone that you for sure know.
I'm sure.
You know what I mean? You know how you drop these names?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you've dropped her name before.
It was Barry Goldwater.
No.
It was Barry
It was not
Goldwater,
Barry Goldwater.
the 1964 Republican candidate for president.
Barry Goldwater said, "Go get that pussy." No, he didn't say that.
No, he said the federal government has no rights in the state government's affairs, and segregation should be upheld. Not because I'm a racist,
Goldwater.
but because I think the federal government has no business.
Yeah.
You know what? Just an interesting point before we get into your
Tell me.
Saturday. Because it's looking like, Bernie is now up against the ropes. We're
Oh
recording
my God,
this.
I'm so sad about Bernie.
But we're
man.
going to get to your Saturday. I just will say this on the thing of Barry Goldwater, because I was watching the CNN show. They've been having these shows about like the
Yeah.
presidential race
They're
and stuff
tight.
like that. It was pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, it's CNN, so
And they've got to turn it around so
take
quick.
it with a grain of salt.
But
But
I like Sagar and Chetty's theory that like CNN is basically like they need the ratings so bad now that they'll play up Bernie a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting theory, but go on.
But anyway, they just said a thing about Barry Goldwater because he was the first guy who kind of turned the Republicans into what they are today in the 60s. He was like, the federal government has no business here. Like, I'm kind of wild. Like, I just want to be like, he was like a little feral. He's this guy from Arizona.
Goldwater.
He was a little feral. He was a little bit like, I like my pistols. I like my church. I like to do what I like to do.
He does some Ric Flair shit.
The government needs to back the fuck up, right? That was kind of his energy.
Back it.
Right? And then they said that he lost the 64 election to Lyndon Baines Johnson. However, they said he really won. The joke amongst politicos, ha ha ha, is that with Ronald Reagan's election in 1980,
Yeah.
that is truly when Barry Goldwater was
Highly
elected.
influential.
Right?
Highly influential.
Right, but they're saying that Barry Goldwater was the litmus test for the Reagan that was to come.
I'm with you.
Right? So all I'm saying is if Bernie does not get this nomination, I do feel like he has definitely, but hold on.
Let's change the culture.
I feel like he's changed the culture, and I feel like the Democratic Party of 10, 15 years from now will be more like the party that Bernie Sanders is hoping it's to become today.
You know what?
This
I
is
hope
just
so.
this is a theory that I have. But let's talk about
And
your
I
Saturday.
love the loving kindness.
Let's talk about your Saturday night, though.
Okay, yeah. Because I only have a sad thing to add to that, so I'm not even going to add it. Let's go to the Saturday. Saturday night I was vindicated. Saturday we
Wait,
go.
what's the sad thing? No, I actually kind of want to know.
It's just seeing Booker give in,
Booker, of course he's going to give in. Okay.
I know.
That's not even
you
sad at
know.
all. That's
But
predictable.
come on. Booker. Okay,
Harris, yeah, they're all hacks.
Kamala
Let's talk.
Harris.
Boo, 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 boo. Okay, Saturday night.
Wow, I'm so glad you said that.
Wow, I just was like, that was it?
I feel
I thought you had something really, like, meaty. I had something sad to offer.
Man,
Then you
it's
talk
so
about
great that you
Cory
read it.
fucking Booker, the most insincere man in America. Okay. Go ahead.
Wow, dude.
Saturday night. Let's move on.
That's great.
I got a sore throat. I'm terrified.
Can I tell you something? I feel better now.
You should be terrified about my sore throat.
So you're saying Kamala, Cory Booker, full of shit.
This shit's airborne.
Booker, Kamala, full of shit. Is that what you're saying officially? Understanding podcast? That's our opinion? Because I thought they were legit.
Our opinion?
Your opinion is basically they're
My
full
opinion.
Of shit.
Why? Because they're blacks? Like myself?
No.
What do you mean?
You just said they're bullshit. They don't matter.
They're
gonna say some fake
Democratic. They're Democratic Party insiders.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
did.
they're
When I
with the
texted you
party.
too, you're like, yeah, these are insiders. Fuck them, right?
Of course they're going to endorse Biden, though. It's
Sure.
not. Everyone, listen, everyone came behind and coalesced and said, all right, we just got to get the establishment through with the nomination. We got to block Sanders however we can. Who's going to get a VP position? Who's going to get Secretary of State? Let's divvy it up. Let's divvy it all up.
Classic. Have you seen March of Ides? Is it March of Ides or?
Ides of March.
Ides of March?
Yeah,
You
it's
seen it?
exactly. It's some Ides of March shit.
Dude,
Yes.
that vice president is Biden in it. And people said that when the movie came out. They're like, he's Biden because he's so dumb in it.
Let's talk about your Saturday night.
Okay. Saturday. So remember I was telling you Friday. We're talking Cruz came in, said no. Saturday, opposite happened. Met a crew off the top.
Yeah.
One girl was like, why? And her friend said, Stacy, he's dancing good.
He's chill.
Stacy, this is a community, they said. This guy's hanging with us. And that's it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And then so
I'm surprised she added me back on Instagram. And at one point, she did.
What are you talking? This is not clear. You
What do you
gotta
mean?
be clear.
What do you mean? I'm not clear? Saturday,
Who's
the opposite
she?
happened. I'm talking
But
about
who's
we met a
she?
group of friends.
Who's she?
One of the
Who's
friends,
Stacy or someone else?
Stacy, in the group,
Yeah.
said, was kind of like, who the fuck is this?
Right, as she should. Yeah.
No, don't say it, she should. Her friend said,
Okay.
you know what?
Uh huh. Let him live.
Let him dance.
Let him give him a shot.
He's dancing good, baby. That's it.
And then you came up and said, I just want to audition. And then they were like, what? And then you're like, I just want a chance to prove myself.
No, I didn't say
And
that.
then they're like, what do you mean? And then you're like, I know I have what it takes. And then Stacey said, fine, let him dance. And then you brought that shit, and then you just went bump 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 bump. Because you start with a little bit of Michael Jackson, then you go straight into the R. Kelly, and then
No, there's no R. Kelly, but the MJ was playing at all the clubs. I gotta say,
I know the
MJ
MJ.
is still at
There was
all
like
clubs.
there was like a 3-week period where everyone's like, I guess we're not, and then everyone's like, no,
No, it's
we're
too
just
good.
we're gonna play it.
It's too good. The music's
It's
too good, and
okay.
that's it. But R.
Yeah.
Kelly's not so good. As MJ, like he's not that good, so we could just get rid of that. And he's alive still.
Right.
MJ, I think everyone just said, you know what, leave it.
So did you defend them? Did you defend
No,
Michael
at one
Jackson
point,
and R. Kelly?
at one,
to this?
okay, it wasn't- no.
Did you have? Are you replaying the conversation you had with these
No,
girls
no,
at the club?
no. That conversation I think I had on Friday night, but whatever. It's fine. Saturday, I'm dancing. I brought
I mean,
the heat.
"Step in the Name of Love" is a good song. It's a great song.
Yeah, he does have jams. He does have jams, but it's not MJ level.
You're like, if I'm getting married, I still want that to be.
No, no,
And if I'm getting married to you,
You're making it all movesy. I see
I
what you're
know.
doing.
I'm just. You see
It's
what
fine.
I'm doing?
It's fine. It's
You see what I'm
fine.
doing? Jamal, fuck you. I love Amish. Okay. I love the man.
Let me tell you, man. Jamal came out
Yeah.
very supportive.
Yeah. Jamal.
He danced hard. He's like, yo, this guy tight.
Jamal would never be there.
He's my hype man. No, he would never go to Underground
You would
Garage,
never
would he?
see Jamal there.
Doesn't he own his own club?
He doesn't own a club. He used to run like an
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
I can't speak too liberally about that.
Let's
but he did.
not get into all
He
the
did run an event.
Let's not get into all the names and all the details. At one point, Stacy did go up to like beside me, Sanford, and she's like, "You're my favorite.
To
You
Chris.
did it the best." Yeah.
Wow. So tell me what happens though.
Nothing.
They liked you. They
a
followed
good
you back
crew.
on Instagram.
Yeah, we're all friends on Instagram.
It's beautiful.
You know what?
You're out there connecting with the people.
You know what I said? You know what I said to Sandy?
Chris Sanford, he told me he got a lot of new followers.
A lot of new follows, dude. I told Sandy.
He said
I said,
Amish is great for the follows.
you get the follows, and I said, Sandy, look, I know, you know, maybe the love, maybe you feel like, you know, you just came out dancing.
Right.
and then maybe like nothing big happened at the end.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
But then I said, you know what? God knows what we did. We put in the work, baby, and that's it.
He's always watching.
We danced.
She's always watching.
She's
Sorry.
always watching.
Sorry, Women's Month. She's always watching.
I'm an all-theist, so I believe in
Last
several
month-
male,
last month,
female, non-gender binary. I think God is actually non-gender binary, to be honest.
Well, probably, but
Probably, because at some point God would.
last month
let
I
me
was
try.
very on point to make sure that God was black, and now this month I want to make sure it be known I think God is a woman.
I think, yeah, woman definitely, and
But
non-gender
a black
binary.
woman, but a black woman, is God a black woman?
That's fair. I mean, if you're God, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna try everything out.
Is God my mother?
Non-gender binary.
My mother is a gender binary.
No, but at one point God can just
You know,
turn
I
into your
spoke to
mom
I spoke to a
and
friend
then turn back. Non-gender binary.
into what you?
We're talking billions of years, dude. Not me. We're talking billions of years.
Okay.
God's gonna test it out.
Try
I think it's a
a
fair
little
theory.
this, try a little that.
I think it's a fair theory.
I think
And
it's a
in
good
Hinduism,
theory.
the God does come as like different reincarnations, male, female.
Well, Zeus used to, pretend to be a pig and then have sex with like his niece or something.
There you go. There you go. Zeus
And
was
and
a
what's-
bit of a jerk,
And
right?
what's more holy than that?
Zeus was kind of an asshole, man.
He was a lunatic.
He was a lunatic. He would just turn into someone's like a husband and then have sex with them. But then he'd always make the husband like walk in on it.
And then he'd be like, oh,
Oh!
he'd be like,
like-
oh, shit.
He's like, sorry, baby, I can't come unless the dude comes back. That's it.
Gotcha.
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 Who is it? It's Zeus now. That's it. Like the guy comes up.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wham, wham, wham. Push a boulder up a hill for the rest of eternity now, too. Because fuck you, dude. I'll bang your wife, dude. What an asshole.
You should have cut me in line the other day. It was always over petty shit too. All those stories
petty.
were like Zeus was dressed up as this lady without any teeth, and this guy like cut in front of her in line, and he's like, I'm not forgetting that anytime soon.
Oh, shit. I guess I'm going to have to
forgetting
fuck
that
your wife.
Anytime soon.
I guess I'm going to have to fuck your wife then. Okay.
Zeus style.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
He always made them come see it.
You know what I just realized? Cartman from South Park is like Zeus.
Basically.
The way he behaves. He's a Zeus-like character.
Zeus is a jerk, man.
He's not very merciful.
No.
not a very merciful
It's none of
guy.
the nice stuff.
No.
It's great, though. This is great that we talked about it. I have him as a character for a pitch I'm writing
Zeus?
for another show. Yeah.
He's a lunatic.
He's a lunatic for like an animated show. I'm very excited about it.
What
What a jerk, man.
Okay, so that was your weekend.
That's it, man. I felt much better on Saturday. I felt vindicated. I told Sandy, baby, I said, you know what, baby, we did our job.
Right. Yeah.
did- we did-
You're
we did-
like, I came here to do what I came here to do, and it's done.
I went to dance. I got
Right.
some followers.
Correct.
I told people about. I got the CSAs coming up.
Yep.
Might be doing like a Kickstarter for the ticket. Might be doing like a who wants to go as the date kind of thing.
Who wants to pitch in so that you can pay to bring a date?
Basically, it's $295.
Who wants to cover the cost of you bringing a date
Man.
to this event? Are you gonna when like the date inevitably? Because I do believe in you. When the date does inevitably come through,
Mhm.
will you be like, you should thank your donors and give her like a donors list of like everyone who contributed to the campaign, and then she just like phone banking for an afternoon, just being like, "Hi, Daryl. Yes, thank you for contributing $7.
I like how you said Daryl.
Thank you for contributing $7 to."
Listen, Jan Arden offered. Our last meeting with CTV, Jan Arden came at the end, and Jan Arden was like, I was like pitching it to them. I was like, it's like 100. That my ticket's 150 plus one ticket, $295.
They're trying to discourage you from bringing anybody. Is that not it?
I think they were just like, okay, what's the name? And I'm like, fuck. Do I get it? I might just email them back and be like, fuck it. But the people at Sinking Ship are down. They're like, yeah, you know what?
Jan Arden, she gave you verbal confirmation that she
Jan
will
Arden,
pay.
I have verbal confirmation from
What did
Jan
she
Arden.
say?
But
What
she
was
said,
the quote?
okay, so I said,
Canadian, by the way, Canadian music legend / talk show host icon.
Yep.
Jan Arden.
Jan Arden.
She said to him, our man Amish Patel.
Patel's Patel. We were at a meeting with our.
You were at a meeting
with our execs because I'm developing a show for
with
CTV
with
Crave
the
right now.
execs. Yeah, I know
So
about
we're
this.
out with the execs. That's what we got to do. You got to go to Planta.
You went to Planta.
We went to Planta. We got to go to Planta.
You
That's it.
went for a nice vegan meal at Planta.
That's it. Just talk.
Okay, just to talk.
We just have to go to talk.
And
We got to go talk to the execs.
Jan.
Jan showed up at the end because
Shows up. Jan shows up.
You know why? Because Jan's just in the culture, in the community, and that might have been some of that parallel universe stuff, just lining things up for us.
Right.
So so when I was there, I pitched the whole thing. I was like, guys, $150 for the ticket. Is it tacky if I do a Kickstarter? Everyone loves the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Jan Arden laughed out loud.
Yeah.
And there were people there who heard this. I do have confirmation.
Okay, so there's witnesses.
Laughed out loud, and
There's
she said, I'll pay for it. Jan Arden said, I'll pay for it.
Jan, we're coming for you for the money. I don't mean like we need the money.
I told her right then and there, I was like, Jan, don't offer stuff like that. I'll take it. I'll take your money.
And did she laugh or was she
She's
like
take it. I'm rich, she said.
okay, well
She
then
said, I killed it. I fucking killed it.
I've had a
It's-
great
it's
life.
Nothing.
She went, I've had a great life.
She's like, I'll feel so good about myself. There's
Yeah.
nothing worth $500 that'll make me feel as good as buying your ticket. That's kind of the vibe that she gave. She
That
didn't
was-
say all that, but that's a
No,
vibe I
but
got.
that's the feeling we're leaving with.
That's the feeling that I felt.
Okay. Well, I'm
So-
feeling it too. And I'm
Anyway,
also thinking
I do have evidence though.
and I do want to say, Jan, why stop with Amish? I mean, there's two hosts to this podcast.
Okay, well, let's get one covered first.
Well, we'll get one covered, but I mean, listen, I have really good advanced reading and writing skills. I'm good on the phone.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
I have a cursory understanding of Excel.
Looking for writers, Jen? I feel like they're going into another season of that show. It's tight.
Of Jan?
Yeah, it's good. It's on Crave.
Well, you know what? I would be
a
a good addition to any show.
okay.
That's what my mom says.
Yeah. Hey, look, man. I'm gonna buy this ticket right now for $2.95.
Yeah.
Putting it on the card. I'm putting it on the card.
Because you got to rack those points up. You're churning.
I gotta. First of all, gotta rack the points up. Dude, I got $100
baby's got to churn.
Baby's got to eat, and my groceries come from the World Elite. I got a World Elite card, so you know what? $2.95.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop it right now.
Yeah.
People at Sinking Ship seem to be on board. They paid for my ticket.
But so Amish is willing to put the $2.95 on his card.
I'm putting the $2.95.
Jan, we're asking, can we get a e-transfer, or maybe can we get? Do you want a check? How would you want that? Cash?
Well, let's set up.
Is there somewhere we could
Why
meet
don't we
up
set
to
up
maybe
like a
do the
platinum
drop?
member?
Can we do a drop?
Can we do a drop, Jan?
I feel like Jan's doing the whole thing though. You said, why are we even going through the rigmarole of having we're having a call on all of our listeners now to pitch in for your date.
Right,
for
when
this
Jan's
event.
down to pay for
When
it.
when Jan said she'll just do it.
Jan said she'll do it. Now, she did say at the 150 level, and I do have confirmation on that, $2.95 now, Jan.
Okay, so she said, so Jan's good for half.
So you know what? Why don't we do that? Why don't we say the people,
Okay.
we'll set up the Kickstarter. I got to shoot the video.
Should we stop by the CTV studios then? Like, where do we get the money? That's what I want to know.
Oh, from Jan?
Yeah. Is it going to be an e-transfer? How are we doing this?
Yeah, no, it's the logistics of it are interesting. I mean, if she's there on the 24th, maybe we can just do a hand transfer.
That would be good. Yeah, I think that's okay. It would be
think
good
that's
to
the
get it.
move.
I do personally. I like cash.
You're a
so
cash guy, eh?
I do like cash.
You're a cash guy?
It's just
I
you
thought
know
you'd
what?
be like a government. I thought you'd want to pay the taxes on everything and stuff like that.
I don't think you're paying taxes on this. This is a donation.
Oh yeah, okay. I
You're-
think so. It is all worded
I think when I look at you, I see not for profit written all over. You know what I mean?
You know,
I see tax deductible.
Hey,
Okay.
man, I think I've talked about this before. Tens who love sixes.
Yep.
I've benefited from the generosity of people for years. For years.
People lying, saying you look like you're 25.
People attack me. People attack me, and they say, "Misha, who are you dating? Who is this?
Right.
How old is this person? Why are they?" And I say, "You know what? Just call me ugly then, huh?" They're 25,
Jesus
okay?
Christ.
They're always 25,
It's
and
always
people are like,
25.
"Who is this?
Right.
How old?" It's 25.
That's
At least
at least.
we're at the bar.
Okay.
You know.
I like that it's at least. You won't go lower than 25?
No, just when people have said it, it's always a girl that's like, "Dude, she's 25. Calm down."
Right.
You're just calling me ugly. Right? It is just you're
Well,
just
I've-
calling me ugly.
For one, just for Jamal's benefit.
Sorry for having a great
Jamal's-
personality. By the way, sorry for having a great personality, but go on.
For Jamal's benefit, I've never questioned anyone you've gone out with or dated or anything like that. I've always been like, it seems right.
Yeah.
It seems appropriate.
Yeah.
The world is where it should be. That's
it.
usually
That's
usually what I say.
That's it.
Generally, yeah.
That's the nicest thing you ever said to me. It's got to be. But also,
I'm
you haven't
glad-
seen much, I think.
I try not to, but
Okay, great.
it's to not incriminate. But I try.
All right. Well,
All
now
right.
that the loving kindness is out of the way,
Let's talk about global affairs.
let's talk about global affairs. I think we covered.
80,000
I got a great clip. of-
Uyghur Muslims.
yeah.
Okay, so I actually know the girl who reported on this in Australia. I met her doing comedy there last
ASPI.
year. Yeah,
The
so
organization
she used
is-
to work for the Times, and now she's working for this not-for-profit, much like yourself. And she,
I'm a not-for-profit. I'm not a not-for-profit. I am a non-for-profit, man. It's like that Jay-Z line. But I'm a not-for-profit.
so anyway, 80,000 Uyghur Muslims are being forced to work at a bunch of factories and plants for a wide variety of multinational,
Yeah.
world famous brands.
World famous
Apple,
brands. Stuff that you're buying.
Apple, Nike, Volkswagen,
Mm-hmm.
and they're calling it. They're saying that the students, they're students. So these are pretty much. I don't think I'm being clear enough. These were ethnic Uyghur Muslims in China who had been detained and taken to re-education camps, which they are calling students.
Yeah. They call them students.
They're students who then have now graduated
yeah.
from their programs, I guess is what you would say. So,
Yeah.
usually you graduate and, you move on to something else, right? You try to find a career.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Chinese government has been so kind as to, job right out of school.
Job right out of school.
Job right out of school. And
Job
they're-
during school.
they're now being forced to work at these factories, and then all the companies are crying like, "What's
What?
going on?
What?
What do you mean?
Hey,
Forced labor?"
how much money do I need to pay to make this forced labor disappear? It was
Yeah.
a lot of that talk.
Well, it was also kind of like, at what rate is it not slavery? I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, how much do I have to pay for it to not be slavery? Like what?
That's
Like
the
what is-
worst. It's like
what is
you're-
at what amount is it not slavery?
No, it does feel like a big play. It feels like a big rebranding of slavery, and you think that you've spent all this money rebranding slavery. Why don't you just pay them, and then you don't have to have slaves? I mean, it does feel like a little bit.
I think long term,
You're saving money.
You're saving money though.
You're
I
saving
think
money on this.
I think they've crunched the numbers.
You think they've crunched the numbers?
on
'Cause
doing
sometimes I
doing
feel
something
like
that's like
lot
ethical
of
versus not, and
it just seems like a lot of work
not
is put
comes
in
out
this
on top.
rebranding. I can't. The line that they use, because they're advertising them. They're advertising them 100 workers at a time.
Yeah.
It's very.
Well, it's also crazy. Like when they have you in the re-education camps, they got you singing the national anthem.
Yeah.
You can't pray. They got you trying to, eat pork and drink beer.
Yeah.
And all like,
All that stuff.
it's insane.
All
it's
that
insane.
re-education. This is the sales pitch. The advantages of Xinjiang workers are semi-military style management.
Did not stick the landing with that pronouns, but okay.
Xinjiang. How do you say it? Xinjiang.
You want me to say it?
Say it. Xinjiang.
I think it's Xinjiang.
The advantages of Xinjiang.
Xinjiang.
Xinjiang. This is dangerous territory.
I don't think either
dude.
of us has stuck the landing
This
on
is
that.
you are not.
Look at you bringing me in on it.
You
Look
called
at
me.
You bringing
called me out on not
you're
sticking landing. I said,
you're
okay,
like-
you do it. Okay, you got it.
I don't got
It's
it.
Drew's story.
There's
Brought
no
it in.
way I
It's
got
great.
it. There's
The
no way I
advantages
got
of Xinjiang workers are semi-military style management, can withstand hardship, no loss of personnel, minimum order 100 workers with an exclamation mark at the end. That's a lot.
And then a Nike spokeswoman, a spokeswoman. By the way, you like that for Women's Month.
Honestly, we were towards the end of the article,
Yeah.
and when I saw, because they talked about Volkswagen, so shady. They talked about someone else, so shady. And then when I saw Nike
Apple,
spokeswoman,
Volkswagen,
I said,
Nike,
hey,
yeah.
at least woman. Good luck
Yeah,
right
at least
now.
good luck.
I was like, make that a woman of color, and maybe we can ignore this. But it
A
was
Nike spokeswoman of color told the Post.
told the Post, strictly prohibited from using any type of prison, forced, bonded, or indentured labor. How much? Yeah, basically, the
Well,
spokesperson-
that's anyone that they work with. So any of their suppliers are strictly
Mm-hmm.
prohibited from using any type of prison, forced, bonded, or indentured labor. Which is like, again, at how much money do I have to pay for it to not be slavery, right? Like
It was a lot of that. It was a lot of them just being like, "Look, man, we paid a lot of money to make this disappear, to rebrand. It's a big rebranding campaign. I mean,
I don't
putting
know.
out
I
the
don't
ads,
think
like,
they're not
100 workers at a
looking. They're
time.
not trying to see what's going on. They're just trying to like be like, it's not la 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 la. You know what I mean? They don't want to know.
It's us, man.
This
We
is
don't.
just-
We don't want to know.
Here's the contract. You figure it out.
I mean,
You figure that shit out.
yeah, that's what they're doing, and then we do that at Walmart. I think, right?
And I mean, like China's
'Cause we're
still pretty
buying all this
shut.
shit.
The world's factory is still pretty much shut down though. China is like on lockdown still.
Yeah.
Corona. Then they're saying we saw the thing today with the oil.
That's like another.
Oil's
warfare.
down to
That's-
$30 a barrel.
It is. It is like we're going. It looks like hard times.
The Russians are trying to get payback for all those sanctions.
Yeah, Russia is really jumping in right now. So this is like another story where basically the coronavirus causes a tank in the economy.
Well, because
OPEC
people
was threatening to.
Here's an example. They did kind of an examination over. I think it was Wuhan or some other city in China, like an industrial city in China, where like this time last year, firing on all cylinders, right?
Mhm.
Highly productive, everything going. And then they look at the aerial footage from above,
Yeah.
the pollution, the smog,
Yeah.
crazy, right?
It's wild.
They look at it now because of the country going into lockdown over the pandemic, right?
Clean.
Blue skies.
Blue skies.
This might be the way that we cure climate change.
Yeah, this could be it. I mean, even when you look into Vox did a great piece about why these infectious diseases keep coming out of China, and they're talking about how like the meat markets are pretty like it's
Well,
pretty
it's density.
loosey goosey.
I mean, it's just density though, right? Like there's so many people butting up against one another there.
so many people.
easy to
It's hard
spread.
it's hard to get them to like use all.
Because there
of
has
the-
been what I'm not a fan of is all this like anti-Asian racism that we've been seeing coming out now.
Yeah, no, I'm
Like,
not.
did you see like that kid got beat up in London?
No, that's
like
not
this
right.
Chinese kid. There's like a bunch of people who were getting like sprayed down with Lysol on the subway in New York.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It was like this
That's a
old.
lot.
There's like a middle-aged lady got beat up by some guy in New York. It's bad.
I remember after 9/11,
It's
people
black guy too. Maybe I didn't like that.
That's a
I felt
no.
it wasn't a good look.
I remember after 9/11, people were going after like sick people with turbans, and I
Yeah.
said that's incorrect. But not also wrong. Also wrong. Either way, wrong.
Wow. Okay.
Either way, don't support it.
Okay,
but also,
Modi.
No,
Okay,
but also-
Modi.
Hey man, one time someone called me the N-word, and I'm like, dude,
Look at
that's not
Modi
even-
over here.
Yeah. Get the correct one. Right? But yeah, Modi was.
No, but
I think
anyway,
the
what-
Modi supporters. I know some more Modi supporters in extended family. By the way, direct
Yeah.
family, not.
has India had any cases of the coronavirus?
No, but they did, because the Uyghur thing
Mm-hmm.
is like an imprisonment and an attack on the Muslim community.
Yes.
So I remember someone saying that like, oh, and now you're using them as forced labor too.
Mm-hmm.
So I know some people, some Modi supporters were like, don't,
What?
where's the integrity here? Just do one. Don't make money off of it too now.
What, like suppress them, but don't like
Suppress them, but what,
enslave
you're,
them.
you're turning it into a monetary thing? Like I thought we believed in something.
So
I think some of them,
Modi's line is slavery.
his line is slavery. I
Because
think.
we know about the great wages they pay in India. We know about the top dollar that you get. $1 per hour value in India.
It's rough, man.
Is it not? Yeah.
Hey man, that's why when I get a CRA call, I say it's not going to work, but keep working, brother.
We're kind of okay.
You're
we're
having
kinda-
a hard time
We
over
got to
there.
refocus though, because I think
Yeah,
we
we
just
got to
kinda
refocus. We
jumped
got to
all
get
over the place.
We,
in
so
this
we're
last
moving on
second.
to the oil one, right?
We're talking about OPEC. Yeah. What
OPEC,
were you
yeah.
gonna say about OPEC?
It is just interesting how like these trade wars. Well, whether it's the labor in China or whether it's this trade war, it is like it seems like we've created these different ways to pretend we're not going to war. Not pretend, but like we're not.
Well,
at
no, but
war with each other.
economically, you can be economically kind of like.
It's economic warfare. That this oil thing is Putin flexing on America and being like, I'm going to flood the market with cheap oil, and you guys are fucked. You're going to lose a ton of money. So this
Yeah.
could cause like
I don't
this
think
sort of thing could
I
cause.
don't think we're going to war over this though.
No, you can't go to war over it. But if
I don't
it
see the
wasn't,
road
only
to
Russia
war
could
over
pull a
this.
power move like this. It's a very power move.
But
that
the
he's doing.
Saudis are also doing. But here's the thing. So, because of the coronavirus, right? There's a downturn in productivity, right?
Yeah,
Productivity relies upon fossil fuels
yeah, we
to
need that oil
maintain,
to
right?
move
So
around,
we
yeah.
need cars, we need planes, we need all this, that, and the third. So if people aren't flying, if people aren't driving around,
Mhm.
if factories aren't running, so things aren't burning.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's no need for it. So, in theory, there's less of a demand.
Yep.
The price should go down. But then now they're ramping up the supply at the same time.
Exactly.
So the price is going to go down even further.
Woo!
Yeah, and then the U.S. dollar, we have the petrodollar, right?
It's a petrodollar, yeah. So
So-
it could really hurt them. But I do like how the Saudi the Saudi and the Russian, like when they went to their negotiations, didn't end well. Well, tell me what you guys think. The last line from the Saudi guy was basically like, "You will you will regret this until the day you die."
Oof.
Something like that.
Oopalai.
Not a good negotiation.
Oopalai.
Didn't come to an understanding on that one.
It's like, okay, so we reconvene on Monday.
Are we cool?
Okay, so have a good weekend, everybody. See you Monday, 9
See you
a.m.
Monday, 9 a.m.
9 a.m., yes, okay.
You're going to regret this till the day you die. But see you guys on Monday, 9 a.m. Hey, don't get wild about it. But you're an idiot right now. What are you doing? Yeah,
And to reiterate, I will ruin your family for generations to come. Okay,
So,
have a
see you guys
good
Monday?
evening.
Monday, 9 a.m.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Monday.
I will destroy your family. Wow, that's rough.
I do got to go, though.
I gotta go. I got shit to do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Saudis. Yeah, that was a very hard flex, I think.
Well, there's some other thing going on. Apparently, MBS. We always give shout outs to our dude MBS, fan of the pod.
MBS.
Big. When we do get that
Big fan.
when we do get that Patreon going, MBS, please throw us a little something.
Throw us a little
Throw
cash,
us a little
brother.
something,
Throw
please.
us a little keep it in USD.
Apparently, there's been some imprisonments of family members, though, and then there's like speculation.
Again.
Well, because there's speculation that the actual king is passed, but it hasn't been released to the public yet. This is something I heard. This might be complete bullshit, but I mean, this is something I heard in my comings and goings.
Well, MBS the last 2 years he's been ramping up to this. This is what he's doing, and it is interesting to see how a Saudi prince gets ready versus like a Trudeau or something. Like he came in hard with that. Like he imprisoned everyone, kind of ish, in the Ritz-Carlton. But that was like his first opening power move was he invited
I like
everyone.
how you're like kind of ish in the risk. It was nice.
It was the Ritz-Carlton. He invited everyone over.
Room service
Room
was
service.
still working. Okay,
Room service there.
They still had room service.
He invited everyone for a party, surrounded it military, and said, "Hey man, just sign over the documents. Got to get some signed documents."
Hey, let's hang out.
Hey, and then even the reception's like, early checkout? Oh, your documents haven't been signed yet. So they just sign over like a ton of money and a ton of their power to him.
Sure.
But he just kind of had to come and consolidate the power like that. So that was a big power grab. I think that was, I want to say 2 years ago. The
Okay.
Khashoggi thing, we're talking maybe a year ago. So it makes sense that the dad could,
That's what
have
they're
passed
saying.
away, or like
That's
we're
what
getting
they're
ready
saying.
for dad passing away.
This
And
is some grapevine stuff I heard.
it is very grapevine.
Again, hazy on the facts. If you know nothing about this show, know that one thing. Hazy on the facts.
Hazy in the facts, baby. Don't
We're
worry about
not.
it. Hey, we got to speculate.
We are media, but we're not an accredited news outlet. Okay, and I know that can be confusing.
Canadian Screen Awards.
I know. Okay.
Writers Guild.
Yeah.
Writers Guild of Canada. Canadian Screen Awards.
Frightening.
Frightening that I'm the hazy one has that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying that is our daytime Emmy applicant. That's our
the
media
word.
credential.
Look, man, we got to talk about the
That's our
issues.
press
We got
credentials.
to talk about the issues. MBS has been bringing the heat. Changing power is very unstable. It's very destabilizing for a country.
Yep.
And these are the inner workings of it. You got to the people don't just let your kid take over a place. They're going to fuck with you. They're going to come at him. So he basically came in with a hard power move on them first. And this is why you're not actually supposed to just have a king.
Oh, this is why.
It's very unstable. It's very unstable.
Oh, that's why you don't just have a king.
You have to do these king moves. You know what I'm saying? They're
Because I
very
thought we were
unstable
supposed
king
to.
moves.
I was
Look,
honestly.
man,
I was like,
only with a king can you say to the Russian ambassador, "You'll regret this until you die." Like that's how they ended the meeting. That's king shit. That's America backed king shit,
Yeah.
and they're gonna talk.
well,
But I cut you off.
We'll see.
They're gonna talk their talk. But
No, I don't think you didn't cut me off too much. I mean, it's Mini Tuesday. We had Super Tuesday last week.
True.
It was disappointing for a lot of progressive,
I was very sad about it.
dirtbag leftists like ourselves, who would have liked to see Senator Bernard Sanders have a better showing.
So depressing.
But today it's the Mini Tuesday. There's 6 states up for grabs. It could be, who knows? It could be something.
Yeah, man, I've been watching a lot of Crystal Ball, Sagar and Jetty talk about this on, is it The Hill, their show?
The Hill.tv.
The Hill.tv?
Rising is the name of their show.
Rising is their show.
By the way, Crystal Ball, I tagged you in our Instagram post. No repost? What is that? Come on, just
I think,
because you weren't actually on the show.
Jan Arden's going to give us a repost. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I feel like Jan Arden has got us.
Are we gonna start a beef between Crystal and Jan?
Yeah.
Is this where it starts? Is that where it pops off?
Pops off. We start a beef for Jan. She's like, okay, I don't
For
wanna...
Jan with Crystal Ball,
Yeah.
and they're both like, who?
Crystal Ball, political commentator. I
Jan
love
Arden, Canadian icon.
I love. I feel like Jan Arden would be known more than like these guys are like new. Maybe they're newer.
I'd be surprised if Crystal Ball.
Either way,
if she was on Crystal Ball's radar, but
I
who
feel
knows?
like Jan Arden is like famous
Maybe.
in the States.
Boss.
But we are in Canada and we have our bubble, I guess. But I assume everyone I tell about the Jan Arden thing, so far nobody's been like, huh? Everyone's been like, whoa, you talked to Jan Arden? Like people are excited about it.
You saw my reaction.
I saw your reaction. Family's excited.
Yeah.
Not one, I didn't get a single who.
No one
didn't get a single who.
poo-pooed. No one's poo-pooed.
I said Canadian Screen Awards. They're like, that's a thing. But when I said Jan Arden, people are like,
Okay.
damn,
Let's
I'm in.
Let's get back onto the.
But back onto Sagar and Chetty, I do
Sagar
like
and
his
Chetty,
theory. I do like Sagar's theory that the American media could play themselves essentially because they do rely heavily on this news cycle. They want a fight or else their ratings go down. So he had a great video talking about how like the CNN, the mainstream media is going to play up a little Bernie now. They're being positive. They're being nice. I'm seeing them bring on AOC too to be nice. They're playing nice because they do want that beef. Because without that beef, they realize with Trump, I think that without that beef, they could have been out of business maybe by now. People speculate that it's a ton of money coming in from just Trump and causing all these fights.
Well,
So
it's all the Bernie Sanders supporters are nasty, evil online cretins.
that's all made up, isn't it? I saw a great episode of Rising where they brought on a campaign strategist, I think, for Hillary Clinton, and he came on to be like, I can't believe these Bernie supporters are terrible. Look, man, Crystal and Sagar really brought the heat on him and said, I think your Hillary supporters are just as psychopath as anyone else. Like, I mean, how is Bernie getting this extra, like, Bernie? I've heard several things saying that the Bernie Bros thing is garbage.
Well, no, it's just the thing is like
propaganda.
No, it's just like if you're backing Joe Biden and you're like, in your 50s, you're probably not very online. Like you're probably not, super hip to the memes and like mobilizing people through Twitter and stuff like that.
That's interesting.
Like,
you don't have to get nasty with it like that.
Yeah.
Whereas the young
it's
people,
a young person's game, and and they tend to support Bernie. I don't think that there's anything like, unfounded with that.
That's
However,
fair. That's fair. When you put it like that, it's okay,
yeah.
fine. Okay,
However, I mean, not to say that 50-year-olds are online, but do you see their meme game? Weak.
Look, man.
Weak
meme
overall,
game,
pretty
first of
weak.
all. But Sagar was bringing up some points of like Hillary supporters during the thing, and it's pretty nasty. Not like,
sure. It's
I don't know
always
if
going to
she's
be
just paying for
nasty.
people.
Sure. It's always going to be nasty. But
I thought it was hilarious.
Why are we
that
even
Bloomberg-
talking about her though? She's like
I thought
4
it was
years ago.
Well, I'm talking about her to say, let's not just paint Bernie supporters as these nasty people. Her supporters are fucked up, and her supporters are going to support whatever.
Sure, everyone. And look at Trump supporters.
Trump supporters, they're 90s.
They're pretty wild.
Still getting wild.
They're pretty wild.
They're 80. They'll punch you in the face, dude. They don't give a shit.
If I'm lucky.
So on the lefties, lucky, go viral. On the lefties, got that. I think they got the heat on that on the older people because they get wild and they start screaming and they just get caught up in a thing. I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, I thought those guys made a good point that like the whole Bernie Bros thing is a bit of propaganda.
Yep.
But you are making an interesting point too. They're young. They're more desperate. It's kind of like the argument that you make against like calling someone a terrorist versus calling someone a freedom fighter versus calling someone part of an army. It's like okay.
Versus calling someone Amish Patel.
Hey. I've never been called any of those things. If I'm a jihadi, it's a jihadi of love, and that's it. My love mongering.
And we got him.
And what's the "we got him" meme? I love that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I love that from 2 years. It was like 2 years old.
No, that's from Iraq.
Yeah,
Iraq War.
10 years old, 5 years old.
It's old.
It's old. Yeah. But no, I don't. I think it's unfair to call Bernie Sanders supporters wild like that. But because I've heard the establishment's pretty wild. And then you got Bloom over there paying people.
But he's out.
$1,000 per ticket. Oh yeah, he's out. You know his dropping out speech. This guy. He goes. I started this to fight Trump and help America. And today, I'm continuing that by stepping down and helping Joe Biden do it. That's it. Stepping back, throw all my money at Joe Biden.
Because he wasn't sure Biden had it.
I've never changed.
He wasn't sure Biden had it in the tank. He was like, I will spend $500 million to see if you got in the tank.
Yeah.
Put a little fire under your ass.
Yeah.
$500 million. A lot of ads that are
Biden's
just
got the
going
heat.
nowhere.
I didn't
Imagine,
realize.
think about how many ads are just shelved. How many people are like, I'm going to be on TV tomorrow night.
Oh, you booked a Bloomberg ad? Right now, if you're an actor in America and you haven't booked a Bloomberg ad, quit.
Are you an actor?
Are you
Yeah.
an actor?
Are you really an actor?
Are you really an actor? I mean, come on. He got all the ads, and that's just to smoke out the real winner, which was that was all just a smoke out operation for Biden. Apparently, that's how he kind of passed it on. It's like now I'm going to support. So basically,
Yes, sir.
he's going to buy a vice
Yes,
president
sir.
position. You think is he buying that vice presidential? Or is he
No,
buying a
he's
medium?
not. No. He's just gonna. He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be vice president. His ego. You think his ego would allow him to be the vice president to Joe Biden?
Okay.
No way.
Okay, you know more Bloom than I do. I
There's no way.
was shocked that like they were shocked. I love how Bernie said. I know
I
this
think
like
it might
3
be
weeks ago.
Kamala. I think he gives it to Kamala.
Money?
Personally. VP. If Biden gets it, I think he gives it
It makes
to
sense.
Kamala.
It makes sense to give it to Kamala. But I just remember like weeks ago. I know this was weeks ago, but Bernie Sanders. What did he say? He said something like democratic socialism, what we've done to Cuba. He's talking about Cuban sanctions. Like someone's calling communism, what we did to Cuba, and they're like, boo. And Bernie, incredible, goes, really? Really? It was amazing. It was one of my favorite moments.
But then what did he say after the really?
It was
course they're
just,
gonna boo
they cut
Cuba.
it. They're booing him, but then they find out, once they cut it, I think this is
Well,
on
no,
the
this
Hill.
is like-
Once they cut it, they realized this is all Bloomberg paid. Like, it was all people had to pay $1,000 to be there. And when they couldn't fill the seats, it was just like, okay, like it was kind of a padded crowd, let's call it.
Sure.
It was a very padded crowd. They wanted to hear very pro-capitalist stuff. And Bernie, they were just booing him on shit. And I think that was a fair media, like, you know, I think I saw it on the Hill, but I think I saw MSNBC and other people admit that too. That like, okay, this is a clearly padded group, and they did not want to hear anything Bernie Sanders had to say. And yet Bernie Sanders has the integrity to stand and deliver his points. He's very tight. It makes me so sad that those guys aren't going to support him. But you know, this is where we're at.
This is where we're at.
This is where we're at today. Mini Tuesday.
You know what, Amish? I think that's where we're at.
We're done, but just
think this is
one
gonna be a
last
good
question
one.
I have for you, because you know this stuff. I
Okay.
mean, I'm very impressed that you don't give a shit about the Charlie Brooker. Charlie Brooker. I feel very much better about myself.
Cory Booker.
Cory Booker. You didn't give a shit about that. Knows the name too. Cory Booker. See this? This guy reads.
I'm making mistakes all over the map.
New York Times. He should have the thing.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
I read more than one public. I don't just read the New York Times, but
It's
yes.
great.
Okay.
You got New York Times. He's got the subscription. That's tight.
I pay for
New
this.
Yorker too. New Yorker too.
I have sure.
Got that too. But so what are Sanders' chances at this point, if any? What do you feel? Is there anything he can do to come back?
I think if he gets Washington and Michigan tonight, they still got a really good fighting chance.
Okay.
I think if he doesn't get those two tonight, and this is going to be when this podcast comes out, it'll all be said and done. We'll know what the future is. But
We'll know, yeah.
uh,
Predictions.
yeah, no. Well, TBD. Let's see. Let's see what happens.
And we'll know for sure tonight, because today's Mini Tuesday, so we'll know in a couple hours.
We'll know in a couple hours if he won Michigan, if he won Washington. Scary thing about Washington, the word about turnout, because the coronavirus has been a big thing there. But you know, but you can mail in. I was reading you can mail in your ballot.
Mail it in,
State.
America. Get Bernie
Well, it's a bit too late for that.
elected.
It's a bit too late for that
It
now.
is
But
too
I
late
mean,
for that now.
people might have done that beforehand.
You're fine, Washington. Just go and vote.
Okay. Well, that's
Especially
been.
if you're younger. It's not gonna.
That's been. Let's come to an understanding.
Let's come to an understanding. You want to plug anything?
Yeah, Jordan Foisey. Foisey's back in town. Foisey's back in town. He'll be hosting Layla Last this Sunday, but I'm still part of the family. I'm still part of the Layla Last
Okay.
family. Me and him had a lunch meeting yesterday
Okay.
over some Tibetan food. It was delicious.
Wow. Is there?
Oh,
Can I
shout
come
out to Garlic Kitchen. You love this place. You know Garlic Kitchen in Parkdale?
I'm so excited about.
Do you know
right
it?
now. I haven't been yet.
Have you heard about it?
No, Tibetan.
Okay, here's what it is.
Please.
Here's what it is. A lot of vegetarian, vegan options.
Of course.
All right, off the jump, something that you'd like.
You know
And then
I'm about it.
And then, Patelis, get a load of this. The guy who runs it used to be the chef at a monastery.
And God is great.
He used to be the chef at a Buddhist monastery. The food is fire. It's fuego. Anyway, I'm giving them more of a
Hey
plug
man, the
than
parallel
my
universe
show.
shit. You were doubting it. Do the math.
It was good.
I think I shifted both of us. Maybe.
Pause.
It's a
Quite
very
pause.
powerful meditation. Shout out to Aaron Dowdy, man. Give
But
me
anyway,
that meditation.
yeah.
Very tight.
Foisey's back,
Foisey's
but
back.
I'm still a big part of the show. I'll be hosting in a couple weeks again.
Okay.
So be sure to check that out. Other than that,
Yeah.
you know, follow us. If you don't
Follow
follow
us.
us
Follow my
on
Instagram.
Instagram,
At Fade to Brown. I have
Yeah.
2 shows this weekend that are good, both very
at
exciting.
Understanding Pod also.
At Understanding Pod. I'm at Fade to Brown. If you follow me, you'll see the details for 2 shows this weekend. Great. Sunday, I'm doing Rat's Nest. I'm very excited for that.
That should be good.
Rat's Nest, which is a parody
I have
of
to do that soon now.
which is a parody of
Dragon's
Den, Shark
Yeah.
Tank, whatever, but it's called Rat's Nest, which is an incredible name.
Funny name.
Mark Little, Jacob Greco, and my own Sandy baby, Chris Sandiford, doing that. And then Saturday is Black Sheep Comedy. Huge show, hot lineup.
Phenomenal.
Very excited about it.
Phenomenal.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Let's come to an understanding. Let's come to an understanding. Let's come to an understanding. I said, let's come to an understanding. 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 Let's come to an understanding.
Let's come to an understanding.